self-knowledge? I don't even know what that means.
That is a very, very good question.
A person should know their weaknesses.
A person needs to know what drives him.
The most important thing a person has to know about himself is that he has to love himself. He has to care about himself.
A person should know what they need to improve on, because then they can spend their time trying to get better.
The most important thing that a person should know about themselves is their goals, where they're going, and not lose focus and track.
The essence of self-knowledge is direction. A person should know the direction that he wants to take throughout the remainder of his life.
If you want to know yourself, a person has to understand that there are two aspects. There's a conflict going on all the time. The soul and the body. The body just wants to sleep, wants to quit. The soul wants to turn the world upside down. It's fearless. It's ready to accomplish. It's ready to drive.
My soul says to me, don't do what you feel like doing. Do what's right.
My body wants to sleep. It wants a lot of ice cream.
Your body wants what's pleasurable to them. My soul tells me what I need in life.
My body speaks to me, it says stay in bed, and my body always says go on, have another piece of fruit, have another piece of cake, look at those women over there, something like that.
My soul wants many other things. It wants fulfillment, it wants knowledge, it wants understanding.
So people, you actually have experienced it, everyone has experienced it in one time or another. Everybody goes jogging, you know. All of a sudden he hears a voice, this is going to kill you, you're crazy. How can you do this? Then you're going to have a heart attack, and your feet are going to fall off. And you say, shut up, what are you talking about? Everybody runs. Doctors recommend it. Who's arguing with who? Well, people out in the street, if you go to New York, and they're yelling at each other, and they're yelling at themselves. What are you doing? They're going, I shouldn't have, you should have, what? It's the soul and the body. See, there's the conflict. The body says, this is going to kill you. The soul says, don't be silly. And this is a conflict that's going on all the time. In order to really understand yourself and what's going on within yourself and why you do certain things, you've got to understand who's talking, the body or the soul.
When my soul talks to me, what does it say? Right?
My body says to me, drink that beer.
My soul would say, come on, man. Who do you think you're fooling?
My body says, give me carbohydrates.
It can tell me I'm hungry. It can tell me I'm tired.
My soul speaks to me every morning saying, get out of bed. The next time my soul speaks to me again is 1 hour later and it says, get out of bed.
My body wants what it sees.
My soul really wants connection to other people.
Anyone can be a teacher.
First of all, someone ought to become a teacher who wants to be a teacher.
Somebody who knows how to deal with people. Somebody who could understand people.
You have to know what you're talking about in order to be able to teach it to somebody else. But someone who really loves to give knowledge to people.
I think a teacher should be someone that is not afraid of what they don't know.
Someone who sees the potential in everyone.
The only type of people that should become teachers are people who have patience.
Someone that can articulate his thoughts correctly.
Somebody that loves children and has a lot of patience.
Who should become a teacher? In our Torah wisdom, we say every human being is obligated to teach. Is obligated to teach. Now, listen to what we said. Teach, not preach. Nobody wants to listen to a preacher. Not exclaim. Not even be rhetoric. Not even persuasion. But teach. What does it mean to teach? To share whatever is important that you know with everyone you know to the best of your ability. So if you roll off a cliff and you go 55 feet into a raven and you survive and you get out, you're going to tell 100 people the story. You're going to share this story with 100 people and you're going to be so excited about sharing it. All right, you know, they'll be interested. It's an interesting thing, but you haven't really changed their lives, yeah? If you've learned something about life, like Don't repeat yourself too much. People get turned off. Or don't yell at people because they get angry at you, or the customer is always right. Then share it. Particularly if you learn something which you know is important for life. That happiness is an obligation. You know how to be happy. It's something that, for goodness sake, if you don't teach it, you're responsible for the people who are miserable. You see your friend, you tell them, cheer up. Did anybody ever pat you on the back and say, cheer up? And you feel so, and they say, you're young. What do you got to be miserable about? I'm okay, you know, I can be miserable. You cheer up. And you feel like killing the guy, but at least he does a good job, because you get so angry you forget what you're miserable about. You know? Don't do that to any of your friends, but share with them if you know how to cheer up. If you don't know how to cheer up, then share with them how to suffer without becoming depressed. Yeah? But whatever you know about living, as you've learned it by making a mistake and by hurting, you have an obligation to share. Which would you rather be, happy or rich? Everybody would rather be happy. So if you see somebody, one of your friends is out of a job or he's suffering, because at least you have some feeling that if I can help him, I've got to learn to help him. I've got to do something. It's natural. We know we should help each other. If you see somebody who's suffering, he's miserable, he's depressed, and you know how to be happy, and you don't teach him, or you know how to communicate with your wife and your children, and you see he's not doing it, he's slipping, or you know how to use your potential, and he's not clicking, he's not moving. It's your obligation to share what you know to the best way that you can to whoever you know that you at least care about in the slightest. So teach, and Judaism we say everybody's got to teach. What should you teach? Something which is important. Don't teach people nonsense. To who should you teach? Everybody you know that you care in the least bit about. How do you teach? Mean to reach. Don't exclaim, don't tell people, hey, you're wrong, cheer up, be happy. Show them how. If you know how, show them how to the best of your ability.
If I teach the world one thing, it would be that life is really special and every day counts.
If I could teach the whole world one thing, it's that I'm always right.
I would teach the whole world that stress is overrated.
Cause and effect is there. Everything you do will come back to you.
To have respect for other people, it's so important. I don't care what background you come from. You should learn to respect other people.
One thing that I've learned that I would like to teach the whole world is how to appreciate other people.
I guess, you know what, just to care for other people as you would care for yourself, and try not to be selfish and just love everyone around you.
Respect. Respect as to care for people.
Kindness.